everyone, welcome back to Silverrun Forest, but briefly, for episode 26, I think we're on now, of the WTF forestry extravaganza. Now, I say briefly because today, the 4th week of December, you find us sitting in front of our nice warm fire, which I shall leave running for just a little bit. But as of last episode, we'd fed all the animals, everything was good and up to date, and it was the 2nd week in December, and I just smacked myself in the face with the door. Lovely. But as you can see out here, it is very snowy. The snow has been coming down constantly pretty much since the end of the 2nd week in December. And if we have a quick peek at the old weather forecast, it is not easing up into February. So, for right now, what we are going to do is run inside and turn off the fireplace, because we are going on an adventure. And this adventure is going to take us away from Silverrun Forest for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two. Not that long episodes-wise, just that long in-game-wise, because what we are going to do is head down to Brazil on a mission. Oh yes. So let's start up the old truck, and what we're going to do is drive off to an airport and get a plane down to sunny Brazil, hopefully sunny Brazil, and we have there waiting for us a pickup truck and a mission. Yes, Feld-Corp has decided they want to open up a shop, a bit of a business venture down in Brazil, and since I'm up here at Silverrun Forest in North America, it seemed only fortuitous that I should be the one to go off and instigate that. I say instigate, but yeah, you know what I mean. So we are going to head up this way and depart from Silverrun Forest, find our way to an airport, and I shall see you again very soon in Brazil. And there goes our bus. So here we are, everyone. We are in Brazil. We are here in Recanto Da Alvorada, I think is how it's pronounced. And it's pretty late now at the end of December, but something just, yes, I think that bus just farted as it was going down the road. But anyway, yes, so we made an arrangement, or Feld-Corp did, with the Jacto dealership down here, and we've purchased a small truck. Just a little vehicle for getting around in. Nothing too fancy. So look at it with the old flashlight torch so we can see what's going on. Yes, it's just a little used pickup truck for getting around, and they have left the keys inside, so I'll just run in and grab those quick. Okay, we got the keys from the friendly dealer in there, and we now have to go and find the place that we're staying at tonight. So can we see out the back? We actually can. Okay, so we've got a small room rented just up the way here, just for a week or so, I think, basically until we get the groundwork sorted and everything going for our, what do you call it, for our project that's going on down here. Feld-Corp is looking to get a bit of a foothold in the area. People walking here. Yeah, get a little bit of a foothold in the area with a contracting company. Kind of like how we started way back when in Attingham Park, the early days of Feld-Corp. We're looking to sort of rekindle that a little bit, and the brakes on this thing are terrible. I'm on the wrong side of the road. Luckily there's no one here. Here we are. This is the place. You know, I just realised I didn't even have my lights on. Oh dear. Naughty boy. Let's just pull in here and try and not like drive into the bush. Okay, so yes, here we are. This is where we are spending the night, and I shall go in and have a sleep, and then we'll come back again in the morning when it's a bit lighter, and we can see a little bit more of what's going on. Okay, we are back again. It is now January 1st, or first week in January, and we can finally see a bit more of what's going on here in Recanto Da Alvorada. So let's have a quick look at the map, and I'll talk about what we are planning to do. So, as I said briefly previously, we are going to look at setting up a contract company here. But in order to do that, what we are going to need to do is purchase a piece of land and then build business on it. Now, it's not going to be a farm business specifically, or it's not going to be a working farm, I should say, in the sense of we're going to have sort of animals and cow sheds and all that sort of stuff. It is essentially going to be a contract company. So we'll be doing a number of contracts. We might get a field or two of our own at some point, and obviously we'll be investing in some of the local businesses and things. And if I hop into our truck, we can go out and have a look at the local neighbourhood. And we are in a Toyota Bandiranti, something like that. Interesting little vehicle, this. So if I can avoid hitting anything, we're going to head out and look at a couple of places that have been suggested to me as potential areas that we can look at building on. So let's head out and see what we can find. So I'll just stop at the end of the road here and we'll have another quick look at the map. Okay, yeah, this is where we would need to stop anyway. Cool, the brakes in this thing are a little bit light. So we are currently up here in this little sort of business district / residential zone. And what we've found, or what Feld-Corp has suggested, there's a little piece of land down here, plot 138. That is one of the potential ones we can get. And if we look at prices, at the moment our bank account has about 480 grand in it, and that is combination part loan, part Feld-Corp funds. And land-wise, we're looking to spend no more than 200 grand on a piece of land, because we are then going to have to purchase sheds and equipment as well. So what we've got here is this piece, field or plot 138, for 163 grand. And it looks like it's a fairly open, if we select a different one, it looks like it's a fairly open plot with not too much, no sort of fields and a little bit of forest on it. Then the next one was, if we follow the main road down here, there's a little small one that was suggested, which was 56. Now that is dirt cheap, it's only 31 grand, but it is pretty small, and it does have a lot of trees on it. So we would have to, you can kind of see it on the map if I zoom in, it's like a little mini tree farm area sort of thing. So we would have to get rid of that. And plus it is fairly small, so there's not a great deal of room for expansion there. Next on the list we've got, I don't think field plot 70 was, yeah, plot 70 is not within our price range. Now the rest I think we're up to the top here. Yes, here we go. We've got plot 99, this one here, this is 157 grand, so it's not too expensive. And it's got a fairly decent sized bit of land. It all depends too on how well, how sort of level and flat or workable this stuff is. So that's another potential one. That was what, 157? Yeah, so that's within budget. Also there was 37, which again is quite cheap. That's only 93, just under 93 grand. But that's got quite a bit of trees on it. You can kind of see there in the middle. And plot 32, I keep wanting to call them fields, but plot 32 is 146 grand and appears to have sort of a partial green space down here with a little bit of forested area, some woodland which we may or may not have to clear, But what we are going to do, since we are over here, we're going to head down the main road, and then where do we take a right? Actually, can we get into it from the back? We can actually get into it from the back side here. Yes, there's a road going down there. So what we are going to do is actually turn around. Nothing behind us, I hope. No. Just reverse down here. And if I can make this turn... No, this thing doesn't have a very good turning radius on it. I'm discovering all sorts of fun things about... Sorry. All sorts of fun things about this vehicle. So yeah, let's see what we can find down here. We'll hang a left at the end. And we should... I'm going to try and stop there. Hey, we made it. Nothing's coming, so let's go for it. Okay, yeah, so there's a little football pitch, community football ground there. Okay, yes, we're on the dirt road now. This, I believe, next to us is a field. Let's have a check. Yes, that's field 61, and 60 is further up. Now, we could potentially take over one of the fields and use that to build on. I'd like to avoid that if I can. You know, if we can get like just a piece of meadowland or something, that's probably more useful. So let's have a look now. It should be... if I get the old mini-map up, here we go. It's this piece of land onto the left here. So if we come down here and park up on this little sort of crossroad. In fact, I'll pull off to the side just in case there's any traffic. Okay, so let's have a look with the old build mode drone and get a bit of a look at this patch of land here. So yeah, I mean, this is... that tree would probably have to go, but this isn't a terrible option. It's got a little bit of a sort of raised area to it, but we might be able to work with that. And it comes down to sort of roughly about here, I think. I'm not sure if we get these trees specifically, but this is a possibility. It's a fairly large area too. So we could certainly make this work, I think. Yeah, obviously in the beginning we're only going to be starting out small because we don't have a huge amount of money. But... yeah, that could work out quite well. Like I say, that tree obviously would have to go. At least that one there. I mean, well, I say that. We might be able to work that into a little courtyard area, maybe. That's a possibility. And I'm thinking there's like a 2-tier option going on. Yeah, there's a bit of a raised bit towards the back side here. So, yeah, I mean, this one has potential. It's kind of out of the way, but... in the same token, there's this little tree farm area here. I don't know what that would cost, or if we'd want to do any forestry, really. Probably not. But there's even an old farm here. Yeah, so there's a few fields around. Let's have a look at the map again. Yeah, so it looks like we get a fair chunk of the forested area up towards that field there. And the surrounding areas, that's 150 grand, 208, yeah, so there are some fields around here that we could potentially look at getting. That's going to be quite a nice one. And yeah, that's too much of that area. But yes, there's a couple of fields around here. So 138 is actually not as bad as I thought. Yeah, for 160 grand, we've actually got some potential there to build on. But let's press all the wrong buttons and zoom out a bit and figure out where we're going to go next. So there was this little dinky one down the road here. Let's see, where are we? We are all the way up here. So we are going to have to go for a bit of a trek down the road. Yep. The one bright side about down here is even though it's in January in the wintry months, it's actually not too snowy. Certainly not like Silverrun was. That was very, very snowy. Covered in it, in fact. Yes, here's the main road. A little bit of a bumpy side track here. Oh, crumbs. That's not gone well. Okay, well, we saved that. That was pretty epic. So apparently, this little truck was not a bad purchase. And we could just cut across there, but we're on a road, so let's come down here past this local fruit vendor. And nobody is coming, so I'm going to carry on down the road here. Try not to get ourselves into any more trouble than we previously did. Yeah, a couple of large fields down here. It's quite a lot of large fields. And there's all crumbs. Nobody saw that. You didn't see me hit that at all. Right in front of the police station. Yeah. That didn't go so well, did it? Oh, cracky, we're going to have to stop and get some petrol soon, too. In fact, was that a petrol station back there? I don't think it was. Okay, we'll carry on down the road here. We'll get to where we were looking at. And hopefully we'll be able to make it back in time to get some petrol. And we are out of fuel. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's not gone well. Oh dear. Okay, well, I am going to have to... Sorry, chaps. I'm going to have to huff it back to the store and grab a can of petrol. And I shall be right back. Okay, calm down, calm down. I've got my petrol. Yes, here I am with a can of lovely, delicious petrol. Now, where's the filler cap on this thing? It's around here somewhere. I'll just pop that there and refill it quick. Lovely. Okay. And we're off again. Hooray! Wasn't that exciting? That was certainly not what I'd intended to happen. I had forgotten that this was so low on the old go juice. And it seems to go through it quite quick as well. Maybe that's because it's in need of repair. But yes, on the left we should be coming up to that little area. Ah, here it is. Just here. So yeah, it's actually not that big at all, is it? Let's have a look in the old drone view again. Yeah, this is very, very small and would take a fair bit of work to actually clear out. Not that that's a problem, but yeah, and not a great deal of room for expansion down here either, because we've got this grain facility on this side and whatever else is down here. Cooperative sales place, yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be the place for us. So, where are we? We're down here, so we need to get back up to the top. Now, let's see, there was that one up there, and that, well, those three up there were potential ones. So, I think, yeah, that one is probably going to be a lot of trees to get rid of there. But, where are we here? So we can go up that road, pretty much follow that kind of north. And yeah, if we head towards, what's that place? Debris crusher, lime station, and it's a rock crushing facility. Okay, well, let's make our way up there and see what we can find. Because we definitely need to find a place to set up shop and get our business running down here. And hopefully I can avoid flipping this thing over on these bumpy side roads. Maybe I should have looked at investing in a vehicle with a slightly better suspension. Yeah. But this is a nice bit of countryside down here. A lot of weeds in these fields, it seems like, but I'm sure the farmer will get them taken care of. Or who knows, maybe we'll get a contract to spray them all off or something. That will be definitely something to consider and something to look at, particularly when we start buying equipment later in the year as well. Although we will have a look at the sales thing while we're down here, before we head back as well, just to see what's on sale. So where are we going? Okay, this way and left. But yeah, obviously being winter, some of these trees are looking decidedly manky and dead. Or at least without leaves. Yeah. Now, some of them do still have their foliage though, which is nice. Okay, we want to... Oh, I think this might be one of the areas coming up here. Is it this one? Oh, this one immediately to our right would not work anyway, even if it was one. It's... Ah, okay, I think it's this one here. So yeah, this one doesn't look too bad. So let's pop out the old drone again. So yeah, we have pretty much from this road down here up to this sort of road here, and it will be this patch of green in here. Now most of these trees we wouldn't have to worry about doing anything with because they're out of the way enough. And it does look fairly flat. Okay. This one definitely has potential. What we may need to do is get some sort of brush cutting, mowing type dealio just to get that cleared off. And or turned into money. Maybe rent some equipment or something, we'll see. So yeah, this one is definitely a possibility. Obviously we got this honking great big power line in the way, but that's not too bad. At least it's in the corner. So that's something. Okay, well let's hop back in and proceed up the road, because the next one should be up here on the right. Ah yeah, this area here. As expected, it does have a fair few trees. Oops, driving over a bush there. And it would have to be a multi-level thing by the look of it. So we could have a little bit of something up there. Well, let's do the thing and get the drone out again, so we can have a proper look. Yeah, so it's got this flat patch up here, which is, it's got potential. We might have to knock out that little one tree there. And then over this way we've got yeah, this patch down. I think it comes down to the road here. It goes around a little way here. So I mean it's not terrible. There would be sort of a bit of multiple levels perhaps, or we might just sort of cut it in flat here. I have to take out a few trees, which not necessarily trying to avoid taking out trees, but it's if it's work we can avoid, then we might as well try and avoid it. And the other one was, I believe, down here. Yeah, I think it's this patch here. Now let's check the map just to be sure. We are, where are we? We are up in the north end here now. Yeah, plot 32. That is this one. Yeah, and it's all of that basically within that road area. That's not too bad. Okay, let's have a look with the old drone. Get a look for the lay of the land here. Yeah, it's a little bit... It undulates nicely, but whether or not that will be fruitful for actually building on is another story. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly flat. Well, there's a bit of a dip down here in the middle. We may have to grade that out, get it leveled a bit, or look at having sort of multi-level areas, perhaps. What have we got up here? In/behind the trees. There's this little patch up here on the corner. That could be useful for something, perhaps. Yeah, interesting choices. Let's drive around this one and come back down the other side. And we're back just looking at this area. And I think I'm going to turn the engine off quick. And just slide to a halt there. Yeah, I think I like this area. You know, it's fairly flat. I mean, up towards this road it kind of raises up a bit. But it's a fairly nice flat area. There's not a whole lot going on down here, which is nice. And we wouldn't have to do anything with the trees, and then there's potential, even up this end with that dirty great big power line there, we could maybe level it off a little bit. Sort of bring it out down here and build something. So I think this has potential. I think what we are going to do is purchase this area, because why not? We need to look at getting started. And that is 157 grand. Okay, there we go. That is our piece of land purchased. So we are going to have to see about getting some things put in here, maybe getting a bit of machinery over, get this cleared out so we can have a proper look at where we're going to build. Cut all this grass down perhaps. I mean, we don't need to turn it into an actual field, so that's a good thing. But the first thing I am going to do is drive down to the petrol station, get this thing fully filled up and possibly serviced at the Jacktoe place as well. So I shall see you all again in probably the second week in January, once we've got this project properly underway. And we are back. It is now the second week in January, and as you can see, I'm driving something that's not the pickup truck we were in the other day. Now let's have a look and see what I've got. So what I have done is rented a few bits of equipment so we can clear out this little patch of land quick. And if I could get it to rev correctly, then we are going to unfold this large brush cutting mower type thing, and with the wings of a bat we are going to get on this sort of area and just give it a good clean up. Get these bushes taken out here, get a bit of the grass cut, and I figure what we can actually do is it's probably just going to sort of cover the costs of the rental. But basically make some silage bales quick and use that to cover the cost of the sort of rental of the equipment. But also it'll give us an idea of sort of how the land lies here, a little bit better than currently with all these bushes and things in the way, as it were. Now, we're not going to get too close to that lovely electricity pylon, just one close. And I went too close and got wedged. That was not what I was looking for. Trust me. There we go. Okay, that sort of did it. That'll be fine. Yes, so yeah, so this is our plan of action for right now, for the second week in January. Basically we're going to get this done and have a look at potential buildings and other things, and then set up a bit of an action plan with some local builders and Feld-Corp representatives, and get everything set up and going so we can return to Silverrun Forest and continue on with our work there. Okay, and we are back. As you can see, we've got the old windrower going here now. Nothing too fancy or special, just a little cheap side-out windrower thingy. Just mainly so we can get this stuff tidied up a bit and make the baling a little bit easier. And I kind of made a hash on that corner there, but that's okay. And it's a bit wide here too, but whatever. Yeah, so yeah, the idea is we're just going to get this all sorted out and then hit it with the baler, and it should turn out fairly good. Now, I mean, just looking at what we've got out of this headland, I think we are actually going to have a fairly decent bit of a crop going on, which is kind of a surprise. I mean, it sort of is and isn't, but you know, obviously for unfertilised grass, this is looking to be quite a nice little batch. and that is going to make for eventually a nice bit of profit, I would say. Now, do we want to continue going this way? I think what we're going to do is chuck a line here and go possibly across a bit, and then come back and yeah, see if we can't make a bit of an interesting set of rows out of it. And there'll be a few light patches like just here, but for the most part I think if we can keep it fairly straight, that will be good, and just tidy up the little bits afterwards. There we go, swing it around. Now I'm not going to show too terribly much of this for right now. Oops, missed a bit. Obviously, being a contract company, we will probably be doing a fair bit of this in the future, and this is more of just a setup thing at the moment, so we're not going to do any like giant montages of grass work or anything like that, because yeah, I don't think we need to go overboard on that just yet. But yeah, I mean, you get the idea of what we're doing. We're just going back and forth and rowing up this this area so we can get it cleared off, and then probably, you see we brought the baler down, it's hiding in a bush over there at the moment. But yeah, we'll get it sorted out, probably leave the bales just on the edge of the road somewhere, I think, nowhere where we're likely to want to build, but also not in the way of any other traffic that happens to come down these sort of side lanes and country roads and whatnot. So yeah, we'll pop back again, probably later on in week 2 of January, so we can have a look and see how the baling's going on. So yes, I shall continue on with this and see you all again soon. Alrighty, here we are again now, just doing a bit of baling. We've got this interesting New Holland brand easy wrap fast baler thingy. And I've just now noticed, we've got a few bales up already. I've done the headland and a couple of rows there. I've just realised they look like cheese wheels because of the colour I'd picked on the wrap. So yeah, we're dropping delicious cheese wheels all over this this area of grass I'd gone and mowed. But we are actually doing quite well. We've got 2 there, 1 more over there, and I've taken 2 more around. They're just off to the right, up, just up around the bend there. I'm not sure if you can see them in the distance, but yeah, I'd taken them over out of the way because they were basically driving into them as I was going up and down here. Yeah, there they are, just off in the distance there. So we'll let this one drop off there because it's about to. There we go. And yeah, so we're just going back and forth up and down this field. And yeah, we've got 6 bales already, and these are 7,500 litre bales. So this thing's actually working remarkably well. I'm not displeased with this. So I'm thinking this is all pretty much going to cover the cost of the work that we are doing here. Yeah, it's going to. When I say cover the cost, I mean like of the stuff that we've rented. So this few odds and ends of equipment, I think, came to around about 10 grand or so. The sale of these bales later on at some point should basically cover that, which will be perfect. Yeah, and plus we're getting a much nicer look at the lay of the land that we've got going on here now. It's much easier to see how things are now those bushes are out of the way and all that fun stuff. So I'm just going to finish up here. I'll get these bales shifted, and we'll come back probably the 3rd week in January now, and have a look at where we are and some potential sort of design ideas and things I can get the building crews and construction people to do while we're heading back to Silverrun Forest and working on things up there. So yeah, I shall see you all again in a little while. Alrighty, we are back again. It's now the 3rd week in January, and we're getting close to finishing our time down here for now in Brazil. So let's just come back around to our site And as you can see, looming up ahead are our cheese bales, our giant cheese wheels of deliciousness. Yes, we will be selling those off in the future. Possibly we'll get someone to come and pick them up when we are back in Silverrun. We shall see how that goes. And as you can see here, looming into vision, we've also got a large Feld-Corp sign. Oh yes, we are telling the world that Feld-Corp is coming to Brazil. Oh yes, that sign was care of DJ Moose Industries, let's just say. And as you can see, we got some of the construction area fenced off around here. There's another sign just there. And as we come up over the hill here, we will see where the main entrance is going to be. And of course there is another sign, as one would expect, and our main gate. So we have this fantastic iron, steel, aluminium, whatever, sliding gate. Let's hop back in the truck and pull in. Now obviously there isn't a whole lot going on here at the moment. Let's stop, turn the engine off before we run out of petrol like we did the last time. And as you can see, we've got the old security hut just there. You can kind of see in the window a bit. That's where our security guard will be on watch and everything. But yeah, so obviously this fence is just a construction fence at the moment. That will change in the future. But if we hop into the build mode here, we can have a quick look around and see what's going on. Okay, we are in build mode now, and I've got a few ideas for what I want to do here. Nothing as yet is set in stone. Oh crumbs, we are quite high up now. But yeah, you can see we've got a fairly decent sized section of land that we can use. It's not as flat as it may appear. It sort of comes down from the entrance into a little bit of a flat basin area down here, and slightly raised up in this side, and obviously where these trees are. But we're not going to be building too terribly much up there, at least for now. We may end up taking some of these trees out and putting some things in back here. I haven't completely decided yet, but that will be a project for future us, since we have plenty of space here and not a whole lot of money to work with. So yeah, the plan is what we are going to do. For one thing, let me show you what we are going to get. We're going to have our friends from Feld-Corp pop in with one of our lovely telecoms units here. As you can see, it says Feld-Corp on the side. That was shipped down to us courtesy of Mr. P Gaming Logistics. So what we're going to do is pop this somewhere up around about here. Okay, we're not too far. We're sort of in the middle of the trees, so it will be hidden a little bit. And there we go. Let's plonk it there. Lovely. So that will be generating us a little bit of money from the local government, as it were. Because actually, let's do this one. Because what we'll do is get a little bit of income. Is that the right kind of dirt? That's not the right kind of dirt. There we go. Oh, it's probably because it's yeah, where the grass was. But that's fine. We've got a little bit of a path up there to that, so that's fine. Lovely job. So we'll leave that there. That'll earn us a little bit of income and keep communications open, obviously, because we'll need network resources and data and Wi-Fi and all that fun stuff down here. So what we are looking at doing, perhaps buildings-wise... oh, crumbs, I've hopped out of build mode. One moment. Okay, back into build mode. And yes, so sheds-wise, we are going to need to possibly get somewhere for us to live as well at some point. But sheds-wise, I'm thinking we've got a few options floating through here. There we go. We've got some uncovered sheds like these, or just covered sort of, whatever you call it, not silo things, but yeah, things like this we've got. We could put a couple of these down here maybe. Obviously not quite in where the trees are. We've also got sort of small buildings like this. See, the thing is, we don't know exactly how much space we're going to need because we don't have any machinery at the moment. So there's also buildings like this. If I can get a couple of closed ones, that would be preferable, I think. Because obviously we don't have a wall around this place yet, so if we can have lockable buildings, that would be helpful. So yeah, something like this we could potentially have up here, maybe, sort of along this line here, perhaps. Get that one or two of these in there, about 30 grand a pop. Either that or maybe a building like this might even be a good starter one. We could slot one of those in sort of over here to the side, perhaps. That'd be about 45 grand or so. Get that maybe up to the road, sort of about there. Something like that. We've got some options here. So I will need to figure out exactly what I want to do with that. Obviously we've got a little bit of a budget to work with. I'm thinking, because we've got about 288, let's call it 290 grand. So if we're spending around about 100 grand or so on buildings and structures, and then the rest of it will probably go on machinery and equipment. We're not going to have big stuff to start with, but there's a bird, so we may need to get some sort of decoy for that. But yeah, so oh, there's another storage shed. That's a bit more expensive, that one. But again, it's various potentials, and we probably won't get a silo straight away. But buildings, we've got a few options of. There's that little one as well, kind of fits in with the local design and everything. Yeah, but silos, we're probably going to try and leave some space around here in the middle for a silo complex of some sort. Haven't decided completely on that because obviously being a contract company, we're not, well, sort of a logistics thing, we're not necessarily going with actual sort of farm work, but we may buy up a couple of these fields nearby, particularly this one right behind where we are, so we can potentially grow and sort of harvest some crops of our own, maybe get into the local businesses. I hear coffee is quite prevalent down here, quite a good industry to get in, as is sugar cane. There's a big sugar mill off, I don't think this is the sugar mill, I think this is a grain mill, but yeah, there's a big sugar mill off to the northeast somewhere from here, so oh, here was one of the other sheds I was thinking about, this one. That's got some potential as well. A couple of sort of side and end doors. We could get one or two of these in around in places. Yeah, we've got some options, I think. But yes, silos, I did mention that. Let's see if I can find some of the ones I was thinking of. Oh yeah, there's one like this, possibly 600,000 litres. It's got a little bit of space in it. I think, we can see there's a little bit of storage space in there. So something like that we might put sort of in the middle of the complex here. Leave space for that, get some sheds around the outside, that sort of thing. But we'll figure that out in the future. Like I say, we're not going for too big of a crop focus, crop heavy focus, whatever the word is I'm trying to say. Yeah, like one like this. Got a little bit of side storage in it, smaller version. But yeah, that is something we'll look at in the future. But for now, I am going to head out, get back in the old truck, let's reverse up out of here, because I need to head back to Silverrun Forest. So we'll keep in touch with the locals down here. We've got some Feld-Corp crew on hand. We'll get some design plans in the works and get some things going. And yeah, we'll head up this way. I think we can get out here. Head back to the little hotel we were staying at. Ah, I think that's the sugar mill, possibly. Sugar cane facility. Yeah, that might be it. But yeah, so we're going to head back to Silverrun. We'll get some plans in the works. We'll definitely have some updates in the future as to how this is progressing. And we are going to keep our eye on the local machinery and equipment market as well, just to see what's coming up in terms of odds and ends we can get, and the local contracts as well. Because obviously in the beginning, if we can tailor what we purchase to contracts that are available, that will help out quite a lot, because we'll be able to buy some equipment and make some money, and then use that money to buy some more equipment. But yeah, so on that note, if you've enjoyed whatever this was, then do please give us a like and hit the old subscribe button there too if you haven't already. And if you'd like to leave a comment, comments are always welcomed. And if you'd like to share this video, that would be greatly appreciated. And yes, I'm going to go catch a bus back to the airport and see you all in Silverrun again for the next episode. Cheerio, everyone.